A string object in Ruby holds and manipulates an arbitrary sequence of one or more bytes. It typically represents characters that represent human language. The simplest string literals are enclosed in single quotes, the apostrophe character. The text within the quote marks is the value of the string. This is a simple Ruby string literal. If you need to place an apostrophe within a single quoted string literal, precede it with a backslash, so that the Ruby interpreter does not think that it terminates the string. 1 \Dorito \Riley \his book. Expression substitution is a means of embedding the value of any Ruby expression into a string using #and. This will produce the following result. With general delimited strings, you can create strings inside a pair of matching though arbitrary delimiter characters. For example, less than etc. Preceded by a % character, %. Q, and X have special meanings. General delimited strings can be We need to have an instance of string object to call a string method. Following is the way to create an instance of string object. This will return a new string object containing a copy of str. Now, using str object, we can all use any available instance methods. The above program would produce the following result. Ruby arrays are ordered, integer index collections of any object. Each element in an array is associated with and referred to by an index. Array indexing starts at 0, as in C or Java. A negative index is assumed relative to the end of the array. That is, an index of -1 indicates the last element of the array. -2 is the next to last element in the array, and so on. Ruby arrays can hold objects such as string, integer, fixed num, hash, symbol, even other array objects. Ruby arrays are not as rigid as arrays in other languages. Ruby arrays grow automatically while adding elements to them. The array names now have a size or a length of 20 elements. One way is with the new class method. You can set the size of an array at the time of creating array minus. A hash is a collection of key-value pairs like this: employee equals greater than salary. It is similar to an array. But indexing is done via arbitrary keys of any object type, not an integer index. The order in which you traverse a hash may seem arbitrary. It will generally not be in the insertion order. If you attempt to access a hash with a key that does not exist, the method will return nil. As with arrays, there are a variety of ways to create hashes. You can create an empty hash with the new class method. You can also use new to create a hash with a default value, which is otherwise just nil. Or we need to have an instance of hash object to call a hash method. As we have seen, following is the way to create an instance of hash object. Or this will return a new hash populated with the given objects. Following are the public hash methods, assuming hash is an array object. 1. Hash equals other underscore hash. Tests whether two hashes are equal on the basis of whether they have the same number of key value pairs, and whether the key value pairs match the corresponding pair in each hash. 2. Hash key. Using a key, references a value from hash. If the key is not found, returns a default value. 3. Hash key equals value. Associates the value given by value with the key given by key. 4. Hash.clear. Removes all key value pairs from hash. 5. Hash.default equals ipch. Sets a default value for hash. 6. Hash.empty. Tests whether hash is empty, contains no key value pairs, returning true or false. 7. Hash.has underscore value. Tests whether hash contains the given value. 8. Hash.sort. Converts hash to a two-dimensional array containing arrays of key value pairs, then sorts it as an array. 9. Hash.to underscore hash. Returns hash, self. Ranges occur everywhere. January to December, 0 to 9, lines 50 through 67, and so on. Ruby supports ranges and allows us to use ranges in a variety of ways. Ranges as sequences. Ranges as conditions. Ranges as intervals. Ranges may also be used as conditional expressions. For example, the following code fragment prints sets of lines from the standard input, where the first line in each set contains the word start and the last line the word ends. This will produce the following result. A final use of the versatile ranges as an interval test. Seeing if some value falls within the interval represented by the range. This is done using the case equality operator. This will produce the following result. Iterators are nothing but methods supported by collections. Objects that store a group of data members are called collections. In Ruby, arrays and hashes can be termed collections. Iterators return all the elements of a collection, one after the other. We will be discussing two iterators here, each and collect. Let's look at these in detail. The each iterator returns all the elements of an array or a hash. Syntax. It executes code for each element in the collection. Here, collection could be an array or a Ruby hash. The collect iterator returns all the elements of a collection. Syntax. The collect method need not always be associated with a block. The collect method returns the entire collection, regardless of whether it is an array or a hash. The collect method is not the right way to do copying between arrays. There is another method called a clone, which should be used to copy one array into another array.